I've noticed that a lot of people are really shocked by this split between Nina Dobrev and Shaun White. But if you studied relationship patterns like I have, then you were waiting for this to happen. Let me point out some patterns that we usually see in these types of relationships. So for those of you who don't know, Nina's an actress. Shaun is like an Olympic level snowboarder. He is currently 39. She is currently 36. They met in 2020 during the pandemic and dated for 3 years. They got engaged in 2023 and they've been planning their engagement ever since. Obviously, until they called it quits. Now, I will also note before we go any further that the Reddit detectives, not even a day after the breakup was announced, found this comment on Nina's Instagram under a whole like carousel that she posted with her fiance, Shaun White. The comment says, just by the way, I saw your fiance in Austin, Texas last week at a bar. His friend came up and threatened me to put my phone away and not take pictures of him and these two girls he was with. And she adds in parentheses, I did not have my phone out or even realize who he was at this point. Let's just dive into the explanation. Let it be known that I don't think you have to date for marriage. I don't think you have to get married within a certain time frame. I think whatever works for you, that's fine. If you are a woman who is looking for the legal binding, contract and nature of marriage, want to have children within that legal and binding contract, I will say that there are some patterns that will pop out every time when you're about to have your time wasted by an unserious man. One of the signs is definitely going to be dragging your feet on the proposal, engagement, wedding part of it. Like, that's usually a sign that things are just not going to end in a good place. Like, even if you as a woman are sort of the one putting this off, listen to your intuition. Like, your intuition may be trying to tell you something like way beforehand, and it kind of sounds like Nina had this like feeling. I also have another theory on this, so let's read the headline. Nina Dobrev reveals why she and Shaun White haven't started wedding planning 5 months after the engagement. And her answer was, you have a boyfriend for half your life and then you have a husband for half your life, but the fiance period is very short. That honestly to me sounds like something a man would say when he's trying to convince you that it's not a big deal, that you haven't started wedding planning 5 months after your engagement and he's almost 40 years old. It seems like you should propose when you're ready to be married, right? Otherwise, it just seems like you're putting off the wedding planning for no good reason. Whenever people talk about love like this, there's usually something suspicious going on. So this man's Instagram caption for his engagement post was, still floating after this night. I'm beside myself to be with this amazing woman and to be joining her beautiful family. Our quarantine romance turned into this beautiful relationship and now a forever love. Believe me when I say that this app mostly shows us at our best. Behind the curtain, like any relationship, we've had our struggles. But it's our ability to communicate and repair that keeps us moving forward together. I'm so thankful for the life lessons, gratitude, adventure, and love that Nina has taught me, and I only wish to show her the same in return. I guess we are doing the damn misspelled thing, baby. Anyways, I'm not crying, you're crying. This has like all the classic hallmark like red flags of the relationship is going nowhere and we are miserable behind the scenes that I probably have ever seen. It's the impersonal reference to her in the first sentence. I'm beside myself to be with this amazing woman. Like, what is that? Believe me when I say that this app mostly shows us at our best, though, is the most concerning part. Like, what do you mean? Instagram should capture only a few moments of like the mostly amazing relationship that you have. Like, behind the curtain, like any relationship, we've had our struggles. Not every relationship has struggles. People struggle with like day-to-day life and things, and people mostly struggle with like, their own inner work that they have to do. I can definitely concede to that. But not every relationship is going to have these like major things that you're going to have to come back from. I'm sorry, but that just simply is not the case. A lot of people will say this until they get into like their first good relationship, and then they'll be immediately like, oh my god, why did I think that I had to struggle like so bad? Our ability to communicate and repair that keeps us moving forward together also sounds like struggle love, and it's just like one of the things that you can't help but talk about in your engagement post. I don't know, maybe stop and think, is this the right relationship for you? One where you have to consistently like focus on communication and repair. Where communication doesn't come naturally to you, where things have to be repaired. Like that means one person is being very reckless in the relationship, because I don't know, if you were putting your partner where they need to be, you wouldn't need to be doing all this repairing. You wouldn't be constantly breaking things in your relationship. Then of course, talking about the life lessons, gratitude, adventure, and love that Nina has taught me. Just like every woman has to like teach a man how to be a decent human being, and usually fails. No, men are always thanking women for like doing all this emotional labor, and it's like, I wonder if he's ever given her that in return. Probably not. And this is a pretty big smoking gun to me too. I guess we are doing the damn thing, baby. I don't like that. Why are you like, I guess we're doing the damn thing? It seems like it's something you didn't want to do, and now you are like overcoming some kind of fear of ending up with this person for the rest of your life. Like, God forbid you end up with a gorgeous, famous actress who has done nothing but good things for your public image and got people to forget some of the really nasty things about you that now have come to the surface and will probably follow you around for the rest of your life. And the last thing I want to point out before we move on to the allegations is this right here. Through the pandemic, she was a lifesaver. She really made that time in my life special. This is really giving like deeply selfish man who knew he wasn't ready to settle down, but also realized that the pandemic is going to really hurt his chances of having like constant access to women. A lot of men just enjoy the attention. They just enjoy the presence of a woman. They don't know how to make their own life special, and so they really rely on women to do so. That's why there were so many like pandemic relationships that like moved really quickly at the man's behest. Like, oh, well, why don't we just move in together, or like whatever. It's because he knows that his chances of securing punani are just not going to be very high in the next few months. Like, there wouldn't be any clubs to go to, nothing would be open. A lot of men have like an extremely parasitic nature where they just want to glom onto a woman and continuously benefit from her presence while bringing absolutely nothing to the table. And most women will settle for that because they think that the man himself is a prize. Which brings me to the allegations. Another really dangerous piece of thinking that a man can ever be a prize to you is that you will ignore shit like this. And you will think, well, he's different now. He always treated me different, etc. No, that man is fighting demons every day. Because you gotta think, one of the articles talks about when they met and like he offered her his jacket and like he was so nice. Meanwhile, all the like Reddit threads about him and a lot of blind items about him have been saying that he's really rude even to his fans in public, that he is a womanizer, that he's not a nice person, etc. Every time you think nobody's different to me, he loves me, and like that's is always going to be that way as long as he loves me. Remember that these men are not loving, kind, or empathetic by nature, so they only love you as while you serve them more than they have to serve you. The moment that they feel like they're the one settling, the moment that they feel like they've become more relevant than you or you've become less relevant than them, there's like such a danger in thinking that men like this will be different towards you. Believe me when I say that a man cannot be a piece of shit to everybody in his life except for you, and it just stays that way forever. It's not even gonna stay that way for long. It's gonna stay that way until he gets you trapped with a marriage or a baby. Well, God willing, you'll find out before then, like Nina did. And because marriage and divorce is very messy and very inconvenient when you're a celebrity. Thank goodness she found out. Just for future reference, any man who does any and all of this, and you can pause to read because I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to say half these words, is not a good man. The fact that she probably knew about this, he was basically doing all sorts of weird, creepy, and controlling shit to his bandmate. He was paying this woman to be a drummer in his band, was basically S.A.ing her and S.H.ing her this whole entire time. Then when she spoke out, even though he settled the suit, meaning he admits to what happened and is just agreeing to pay her a sum of money rather than going to trial. When your man does something like that, like, I don't think you should look past that at all, and I don't think you should stay with him. But at the very least, he should be able to like publicly own it, do something with it, spread awareness, anything like that. But calling it gossip and basically acting like pretending like it didn't happen is very, very, very disturbing. And that should have been a huge red flag. The other thing is, there have been cheating rumors about him all along. And even in the Instagram post for their engagement, he makes a reference to there's needed to be a repair and communication and all that. And usually, when couples talk like that, that usually means that there's been like cheating. Taking a man back after cheating is also never a good idea, especially if he like continues to drag his feet even after that. Like, that's just like doubly insulting. Like, you should not have to deal with that. There's just definitely certain signs that come along that I've learned to sort of clock and file in the back of my mind. Every situation is different, and what works for some may not work for others. And there will always be exceptions to the rule. But when things turn out to have been the rule, that's when I feel safe kind of excavating the facts and pointing out the patterns, because the patterns are ever present. So stay safe out there, ladies. I hope this was helpful. Love you.